best friends. How are you guys? I decided today I'm going to sit with pretzel legs and I'm going to read you a story just like we used to on the carpet. Okay? And today I'm going to read you Caps for Sale. Once there was a peddler who sold caps, but he was not like an ordinary peddler carrying his wares on his back. He carried them on top of his head. First, he had on his own checked cap, right here. Then a bunch of gray caps, a bunch of yellow caps, a bunch of blue caps, and at the very top, a bunch of red caps. Look at all those hats on his head. How do you think he balances them? Let's see if it tells us. He walked up and down the streets holding himself very straight. Look at how straight his back is. So as to not upset his caps. As he went along, he called, "Caps! Caps for sale! 50 cents a cap!" Ooh, he's selling his caps for 50 cents. Cap is another word for hat. Some of you say hat, some of you say cap, and it's the same thing. One morning, he couldn't sell any caps. He walked up the street and he walked down the street calling, "Caps! Caps for sale! 50 cents a cap!" But nobody wanted any caps that morning. Nobody wanted even a red cap. He began to feel very hungry, but he had no money for lunch. "I think I'll go for a walk in the country," he said, and he walked out of the town slowly, slowly, as to not disturb his caps. You see him down here? Look at all his caps. So he has to walk really slow, because what do you think would happen if he ran down the street with all his caps? It would probably fall off. He walked for a long time until he came to a great big tree. "That's a nice place for a rest," thought he. And he sat down very slowly under the tree and leaned back little by little against the tree trunk so as to not disturb the caps on his head. Then he put up his hand to feel if they were straight. First he checked his own checked cap, then the gray caps, then the brown caps, then the blue caps, then the red caps on the very top. So he still has all his caps, but he was very careful leaning against the tree. They were all there, so he went to sleep. He slept for a long time. Look, it's sunny out. It's a nice day for a nap. Do you guys take naps? Sometimes I take a nap. When he woke, he was refreshed and rested. Look, he's waking up. But look at his head. Uh-oh. But before standing up, he felt with his hand to make sure his caps were in the right place. All he felt was his own checked cap. He looked to the right of him, no caps. He looked to the left of him, no caps. He looked in back of him, no caps. He looked behind the tree, no caps. Where do you think all his caps went? Do you think they fell in the water? Do you think the wind blew them away? Then he looked up into the tree. See him looking up? And what do you think he saw? What do you think he saw in the tree? On every branch sat a monkey, and on every monkey was a gray or a brown or a blue or a red cap. Look at all those monkeys wearing his caps. Oh get them back. The peddler looked at the monkeys. The monkeys looked at the peddler. He didn't know what to do. Finally, he spoke to them. See, he's looking up at them, and they're looking down at him. What do you think he's going to say? "You monkeys, you," he said, shaking a finger at them. "You give me back my caps." But the monkeys only shook their fingers back at him and said, "Tss, tss, tss." Look, he's shaking his finger at them. He wants his caps back, but they're shaking their fingers right back at him. This made the peddler angry, so he shook both hands at them and said, "You monkeys, you give me back my caps." But the monkeys only shook their hands back at him and said, "Tss, tss, tss." Now he felt quite angry. He stamped his foot and he said, "You monkeys, you better give me back my caps." But the monkeys only stamped their feet back at him and said, "Tss, tss, tss." Ooh, the peddler is not happy. By this time, the peddler was really very, very angry. He stamped both his feet and shouted, "You monkeys, you must give me back my caps." But the monkeys only stamped both their feet back at him and said, "Tss, tss, tss." Oh my gosh. At last he became so angry that he pulled off his own cap and threw it on the ground and began to walk away. Look, you can see his eyebrows are going in like this, showing he's angry. And he's throwing his cap on the ground. He's so angry. Ooh. But then each monkey pulled off his cap. What do you think they're going to do with the caps? They're taking them off their head. And all the gray caps and all the brown caps and all the blue caps and all the red caps came flying down out of the tree. So the monkeys are throwing them down. Why do you think they're throwing them down? Because what happened? When the peddler would stomp his feet, they'd stomp their feet. So when he threw his cap, the monkeys threw their caps. So the peddler picked up his caps and put them back on his head. First, his own checked cap. See, it's already on his head. Then the gray caps, then the brown caps, then the blue caps, then the red caps, all the way on top. Look, he has them sorted by color. He's organizing them so that they sit on his head right. And slowly, slowly, he walked back to town calling, "Caps, caps for sale, 50 cents a cap." He has all his caps balanced on his head again. He's selling them again. The end. I hope you guys liked that story. That's one of my favorite stories. I remember reading it when I was little. I hope you guys liked it. And I hope maybe you guys are sitting with pretzel legs like me. I don't know. All right, my friends. Well, I will see you guys again next week. I'm going to send you guys a special video. And also, I want you guys to be looking in the mail. You guys are going to be getting something in the mail. Okay? It's going to have your name on it. All right, guys? All right, my friends. Well, I hope you enjoyed our story, and I will see you next week. Bye!